I, Sir John A. Macdonald, the Governor.
Sir John A. Macdonald, you're the Prime Minister. You're the Prime Minister.
The Prime Minister of Canada had a vision of a confederated nation. And how did I come across that vision? Well, one day, while I was at the LCC, the Charlottetown Conference, well, I was sitting myself, looking at myself, thinking to myself, look at all these guys with their mustaches. You know, I'm not really much of a mustache guy. I've never really liked them. They're really not that neat. Then I looked out the window and I thought, what a wonderful place for a train.
Trains!
Right, lads. We'd be faced with a political deadlock.
Aye, lads. That'd be so.
Alright, you ninnies. How are we gonna fix this little glitch in the system?
How about we try a confrontational assimilation of the British Empire?
Shut up, man.
Yeah, shut up.
Zip the lip, buddy.
How about we form a coalition government?
What's that?
What's that?
What's that?
Well, I'll tell ya.
So, tell me again. How'd they put that in?
What happened next?
Well, John, you know, I was kind of just about to explain that.
Oh.
Dude, shut up. You're the one who said it. Get.
Oh, yeah.
How about them Grand Funk Railway boys?
No more Harlem Shake.
Actually, it's the Grand Trunk Railway. It started construction in 1853, ended in 1856, and it stretched from Quebec to Halifax.
Get school, son.
Oh. Okay. Well, what about the CPR?
Say something, I'm giving up on you.
Well then, let's talk about the CPR.
It all began in the year 1871. British Columbia was lured into Confederation by the promise of a transcontinental railway being built within 10 years.
The proposed line, which was 1,600 kilometers longer than the first U.S. Continental, represented an enormous expenditure for a nation of only 3.5 million homies.
Wasn't it secretly promised to Sir Hugh Allen?
Scandalous!
No, Blake. It's the Pacific Scandal, which was the result of a solicitation by Prime Minister John A. Macdonald, George Etienne Cartier, and... who was that?
Hector Lanigan.
Oh yes, chap. $36,000 in their campaign funds for the August 1872 election.
Right. After the election, Hugh Allen had been given the contract to build the Pacific Railway.
What about the bribery?
Well, it says here, behind McDonald's back, Allen had used the money to bribe the government after finding out it was difficult, or it was too difficult, I guess, finally produced blackmail.
Blackmail?
Really, man?
Come on, John.
Get with the program!
It also says that those liberals broke the so-called scandal on April 2nd, 1873. A spurt of bad letters and telegrams had appeared on their paper in July.
Government stunned.
What happened to the railway then?
Well, Alexander Mackenzie hated the government, and construction of the railway went by very slowly.
Didn't John A. Macdonald come back into power in 1878?
Yeah, buddy. He got the ball rolling.
The contract was then sauced over to Donald Smith and George Stephen.
Then the construction began again in 1880.
But what about the problems that they faced?
Donald! Yes, those bros faced many different problems.
Like?
Oh, just give me a sec. Let me find this newspaper. Oh, there it is. Right page. Yeah, right page. Okay. It says here that it took over $7.5 million in dynamite to blast through the rock of the Canadian Shield.
And?
Oh, many were killed by the slightest bump due to the stability of nitroglycerin, as well as avalanches, diseases, and drowning. This mostly happened to, like, the migrant workers. That's what it's all about. What else here?
It says the CPR was finished on November 7th, 1885. 5 years ahead of schedule.
Hi, I'm Donald Smith, and this is The Last Spike.
That RP though.
Rogers Pass.
The CPR line through Rogers Pass completed its transcontinental railway through to Canada's west coast.
Although completed in November 1885, it was abandoned all throughout that winter. Up to 12 meters of snow buried the line, and avalanches tore away the newly laid sections of track. And please tell me what that says there.
The avalanche, which killed 58 men, cleared a railroad line near the summit of Rogers Pass through the Selkirk Mountains in BC on March 4th, 1890.
Mount McDonald Tunnel is the largest tunnel in the Western Hemisphere that is built straight.
So how's about that railway?
What railway? There's like hundreds of them. Here.
He means the Sioux Railway.
Ah, that's right. The Sioux Railway. Come on, it's travels into the U.S., but is operated by the Canadian National Railway. Huh.
Do you see the sign?
So true. The CN. Isn't that Canada's only transcontinental railway?
Yep. Random tidbit. Did you know the railway was used during both of the world wars to help soldiers travel from, looks like they could travel from one side of Canada to the other. From all the way from, you see that? From all the way up there to down there? You see that? See that, John? From there to there?
Yeah, they'd also help ship ammo and guns for the troops.
Wow.
Yeah, it was. It was also used for hotels and telegrams. Huh.
In 2001, the railway split into 5 different companies. In 1971, Canadian Pacific Limited was established to own properties formerly owned by the CPR. In October 2001, the CP decided to spin off the remaining businesses it had not recently sold off, thus creating separate companies for each. Throughout our findings, we learned how John A. Macdonald confederated our country and how without our railway, settlement in the West would have never happened or been slowed. Without these happenings, Canada would not be what it is today.
It wasn't Sydney.
It wasn't Sid! It was not Sydney! It wasn't him!
How about that Grand Trunk Railway, boys? So how about that Grand Funk Whip?
One, go.
So how about that Grand Funk?
Oh my.
Oh, we already started with that.
Oh wait, no, never mind.
What are we doing?
No! No more Harlem Shake.
It's school, son.
Oh. Okay. Well, what about the CPR then?
Say something, I'm giving up.
Contract was then sauced over to Jordan.
Idiot!
Donald! Yes, those bros face many different problems.
So deceased.
Said deceased.
That RP though. What the hell? That RP though. That RP though.
Rogers pass.
Just joking. Whatever. Okay, all throughout. Okay, let's do this one more time. We got this, 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 we got this.
One line, okay.
I'm giving up on
I came in like a wrecking ball.
What are you doing with my sledgehammer?
All I want